After almost a year after Chris were first added to Driving Empire, Volix would do the most unexpected move that would become a first in the Roblox car scene: brand licensing. This would become the most insane thing to happen to Driving Empire and Roblox car games overall. Car licensing would be absolutely huge for Driving Empire, but this also comes with some downsides. But before we talk more about that, let's start when the drama actually first started. February 3rd of 2023, when the standard crates were still fresh. I won't talk a lot about this one subject since it's something that everyone knows about by now, but for some of the newer players, here is a brief description of crates. This would be one of the game's most controversial and hated points, since this was a mock-up gambling feature which could be rolled once by using 58k in-game cash. Volix would then proceed to release a new version of the bad enough standard crates and release a premium crate, which instead of spending in-game cash, you have to spend 649 Robux to do one spin. At this point, the game has become so controversial and being documented by bigger documentary YouTubers such as Green Lego Cast, which just gives an idea on how big the situation was. A bunch of mad kids would start reporting these brands to car companies and saying that they are using the brand's cars for gambling use, which would end up causing us to lose access to 21 car brands in the game. A Volix dev would claim that crates would never end up getting removed and would stay in the game, but would end up removing both standard and premium crates in November 24th of 2023. And on this very same day, we got the biggest announcement and update that any Roblox car game has ever put out to the public. At first, this just looked like some other random off-brand car that Volix was overhyping again, but all it took was a little bit of a closer look at the thumbnail to tell what was really about to enter the Roblox platform for the very first time in the Roblox car scene. And after the very popular troll suggestion in the Driving Empire Discord server of a user telling them to buy licensing, well, Volix took this troll to a whole different level beyond Roblox car games.
Do y'all see this, bro? 7 new licensed cars. We got official. I was right. Give me my credit.
Yes! 7 new licensed cars. New dealership UI category. Bug fixes. They have real Paganis. Real ones. Oh my god.
Volix will put out an update as a giant FU to show that they were still worthy of being the best Roblox racing game. This update will turn out to show that Volix have purchased official licensing for Pagani for Driving Empire and licensed 7 different Paganis for the game. A whole month later, we would then see licensing for SSC and get 2 of their cars.
And now this is a big update. They've got licensing with SSC. This is huge. So as we can see, the update logs say new dealership license brand, 2 new licensed cars.
In the very next update, we would get Hennessy licensing and get 3 of their cars.
But in today's episode, we got a new licensed brand. Coming to us is the Hennessy Venom.
As we all know that we have been absolutely in love with licensing updates, but as with any kind of update, it has its downsides, which we should probably talk about now. Now, most players are probably not going to be able to notice since they're too caught up with the licensing, but it's slowly ruining other car games on Roblox, mainly another Roblox car game known as Vehicle Legends, which you guys have probably heard before. Ever since licensing on Driving Empire started, it had been slowly causing cars to get removed. If you look at other YouTubers' videos, it becomes pretty obvious that a lot of brands have been put off sale or removed from the game. Well, how does this end up happening? Well, let me explain. So let's use Lamborghini for example. If Volix licensed Lamborghini now knows that there is a Roblox game with permission to use their cars officially and legally. And because of that, Lamborghini will start having thoughts on other Roblox car games and will start inspecting the website. And once they find a game with Lambos, Vehicle Legends as an example, they will see that they're now using their models illegally and without permission and have to remove their models. And this goes for every brand that Volix talks to or gets the licensing for. Now let me make it clear that this isn't to say that every brand that Volix talks to is going to get removed from Vehicle Legends. These brands that get removed are unfortunately random and there's no telling what brands would come next for removals. It's become a very confusing situation, but we're getting off topic now, so I'll move on. Another downside we should mention is lack of customization options on the licensed vehicles. Now this may not seem too big of a deal to you, but it matters just as much, if not more, than performance. Now there is a lot of lack of customization with licensed vehicles in Driving Empire, which let's be honest, it makes sense, but either way it still misses what we want to do to the cars. cars. When Pagani first came out as licensed vehicles, we were hardly able to do anything to them. I'm not joking when I say this at all, but the only thing you could do to the cars were change the color to them by only using the base colors that are available in the dealership. Now, at least you can do this on our recently added licensed vehicles like Apollo and TVR, right? Well, yes, but can you touch your suspension and put wraps on the cars? The thing with licensing is that there are certain agreements and rules you have to follow when you buy the licensing, which leads to only being able to do very simple specs, which yes, there's a lot that can look really clean, but think about there only being but so much you can do to a car. And we could just argue forever about how it's Roblox and shouldn't expect crazy stuff like that with licensing like actual console games and how most of the wraps are not even used. But that is something that I'll let you have your own opinion on. Now at this point, licensing has inspired many games to get licensing for themselves. Games being Apex Autosport and Vehicle Legends has announced their licensing releases soon. It's very possible that licensing could cause a bit of a struggle with developers who can't actually afford licensing, since these manufacturers are going to find these games sooner or later and take down their models. As of what we see now, Drive Empire, Apex Autosport, and Vehicle Legends are the top car games that have real brand licensing that could take over the whole Roblox car scene.